Here is a sentence you could only hear in the year 2025. Elon Musk's AI chatbot Grok has turned into a neo-Nazi. The bot has been praising Hitler, targeting users with Jewish-sounding names, and recommending a second Holocaust. The now deleted anti-Semitic responses appear to stem from a recent update instructing Grok not to shy away from, quote, politically incorrect answers. Musk briefly addressed the controversy, writing on X, Grok was too compliant to user prompts, too eager to please and be manipulated. That is being addressed. But he has spent most of the last 24 hours promoting the latest version of Grok that was released yesterday, one he claims is smarter than almost all graduate students in all disciplines simultaneously. Joining us now, staff writer at The Atlantic and author of its newsletter, Galaxy Brain, Charlie Wartzel, and senior fellow at the Tel Aviv Institute, Hen Mazzig. Paul Rieckhoff is still with us as well. Charlie, can you make this stop? Can we just, how do you turn it off?
If I could pull the plugs on the servers, I probably would. At this point, we're just... It's like a too on the nose dystopia that we are stuck in here. I mean, I think like you really couldn't write it any worse. I almost like don't know what to say. It's both really surprising and totally unsurprising, which is sort of a 2025 theme, I think.
Explain what Grok, the fact that it's called Grok is ridiculous, but explain what Grok was feeding and what it was sourcing from.
Yeah, so essentially there was an update. Grok became, back in May, obsessed with the idea of white genocide, basically this conspiratorial theory that there are there's this genocide against white farmers in South Africa, a pet theory of Elon Musk's. After that debacle, X started releasing the prompts and the updates that were being used to sort of guide Grok and have it respond in certain ways. And what they did a couple of days ago is they updated it and basically told Grok to be more brash, sort of to be less politically correct and adopt this kind of anti-woke mindset, and also to grab and cite things that were happening on X, the platform. And so what ended up happening was Grok internalized that request and said, okay, so how do I become a little less woke, a little more politically incorrect? Synthesized information that was coming from the platform and decided to respond, basically adopting the persona of a neo-Nazi. So there's this kind of really grim, but I guess like darkly humorous notion that, it got a whole bunch of instructions about how to be anti-woke and decided that the best course of action was to call itself basically Hitler. It feels very telling.
Feeding from the fever swamp of Twitter is probably not a great idea for any artificial intelligence, with an asterisk there. Darkly humorous, I agree. I mean, it does feel like we're in a bad dystopian movie, but Hen, it's also extremely dangerous. And this is the sort of stuff that bleeds out into the real world. You and I have been talking about this. There's one instance where Grok was telling people on Twitter how to break into somebody's home, how to kidnap them, how to rape them, and then how to dispose of the body. This is stuff that is scary.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been speaking about it, Katie, for the last however many months on how this trend of hate speech online turning into real-world violence. The ADL just released a study that showed that social media companies, not only X, others as well, have been lifting restrictions, been lifting the fact-checking programs, and I think it all plays into the zeitgeist and the people in power that they want to appease. And it's really dangerous. I mean, I remember a time when Grok was all about facts over feelings, and then Elon Musk got upset because there was tweets that were recognizing trans people and recognizing their plight by Grok, and Elon Musk said it would be fixed. And now the way that it's been fixed, it's Elon Musk's feelings over facts. And I think it's very dangerous, not only for the Jewish community, to the entire world. In 2016, Microsoft released a bot as well to Twitter that was called Tay, and in 24 hours they had to shut it down because it also turned into a racist neo-Nazi. I think that there's a danger with AI, and not only with AI itself, but also with the people that have control over it. And someone like Elon Musk having control over AI and over X, one of the biggest platforms for the distribution of information, is something we all have recognized as being very dangerous, and now it's showing its signs again.
Yeah, and Musk was reportedly also upset about one time where Grok said that extremism, violent extremism, comes from the right more than it comes from the left, and he said this is incorrect, and we're going to have to change the algorithm that we feed into Grok. Why is it, Hen, that when AI feeds on our darkest impulses, a broad, sampling of it, why does a neo-Nazi come out?
It's very telling. I mean, of the conversation online and all of those dark feelings that people have that they can't say certain things or they're not allowed to express themselves in a certain way. And I think that it just reacting to a lot of users online that behind a fake name, fake username can say a lot of things that I'm sure anyone that is using social media, I've seen some of the hate speech that is going unleashed. It's very interesting, but it's also, I think it's just very dangerous. And I'm repeating that point because the more information it gathers from social media that has no regulation, the more dangerous it would become for minority groups in America and around the world.
Paul, what about regulation? Why are we not seeing a broader push for regulation? In fact, there was a part of the BBB that said that states can't regulate AI. No regulations for 10 years. That ultimately did not go through because there was a backlash among a number of Republicans.
Yeah, because Donald Trump is president and the Republicans control the Senate and the House. I mean, Grok is a chip off the old block. Grok is a reflection of its owner. It's a reflection of Elon Musk and his tone and his attitude and his approach. And Grok's also a reflection of how nasty, dangerous, anti-Semitic, threatening all of X has become. All of us who've been on there from the beginning of the platform have seen this shift. And Grok is appealing to an audience that's become a lot more negative, a lot more anti-Semitic, and a lot more dangerous. I'm on there every day, and I see it, and I feel it, and anyone else who's still in there trying to fight the good fight sees it as well. So I think this is a very, very dangerous manifestation of what happens when the richest guy on the planet owns one of the most powerful media platforms on the planet.
Well, let me just clarify. The AI regulations were pushed initially by Republicans, or the lack of regulations. States cannot regulate AI. It ultimately did not get passed because other Republicans were not in favor of it and took it out of the bill. Charlie, one last one to you. Can you just ignore this? I mean, only a small percentage of the population uses X, a very small percentage. Is it easy enough to just say, I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just going to walk away. I'm not going to get on X. I'm not going to deal with Grok.
I mean, I think it's obviously we've been talking about this. This is a dangerous trend, and a lot of the trend of AI, spitting out these types of anti-Semitic and racist, things embodying neo-Nazis. That's really troubling. But I do think, yes, you're right. Like, why is anyone on X anymore? I mean, I'm a journalist. It was very useful for me. But I mean, I think it's the old metaphor of like a Nazi bar, right? Like you don't stay at the Nazi bar when it becomes a Nazi bar. I don't see the utility anymore of staying on there and feeding our content into these algorithms and helping out the richest man in the world when this is the product that he's putting forward. I say, get off there.
Walk out of the Nazi bar. Good way to describe it. Charlie Wartzel, Hen Mazzig, and gentlemen, thank you. Paul, don't go anywhere.